2, 1. All right, Tar Heel Nation, and we are live. How y'all doing? How y'all living? It is one host for the North Carolina Tar Heels podcast live. I hope all y'all doing great. Apologies for the slight delay waiting on our co-host. He's on the way right now. Had to handle some things right now. But, man, if you're new to this, if you're true to this, welcome. My name is Mark McCray. I'm known across the internet as Tornado McCray. And hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Hope y'all are having a great time. Hope y'all are having a smooth time. It is Tuesday evening, and we're going to get right into this docket because there's a number of things that we're going to talk about tonight, and other things that I've seen regarding Tar Heels. And truth be told, it's been an eventful week, but it hasn't been an eventful week, if you know what I mean. It's been an eventful week. Lots been going down, but it also hasn't been an eventful week. Uh-oh. I think there's somebody here. Hold up. Is there somebody here on the stage? Is there a person here? Oh, look who's arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host has graced us with his presence.
My life ain't trying to hear you today.
You ain't trying to hear me? Is that what that was? Is that what you said?
My life ain't trying to hear you right now.
Your life ain't trying to hear me. All right. I mean, that's how you want to go. That's the way you want to go about it, sir.
Why? I don't understand. Play the voices.
Play the clips. I don't know, bro. But I just started the live, and I was just sitting there telling them we got a few things on the docket that I've seen across the interwebs that we're gonna talk about. And he can't hear us,
I'm over
people.
here having technical difficulties.
He can't hear us, people.
Not having technical difficulties.
He can't hear us, people. Look at God. Won't he do it? Now he can't hear us. This is madness.
Bro, what is happening?
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, man. Like, it seems like you're going through a lot.
No, stupid.
This is actually kind of hilarious because he's sitting here just going through it, just left and right. And all I can do is just sit there and laugh at it and be like, well. But in the meantime, guys, if you are new here, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom because you know it helps our algorithm. And honestly, we're one of the newest podcasts on the block. So if you are a true Tar Heel fan, if you love Tar Heel Nation, make sure to hit that subscribe below. We are available on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Twitter, you name it. We're probably on it. You will have our sound bites there. That's the way we do it. And again, this is my co-host over here. I don't know if he can hear me yet. Can you hear me, sir?
What's happening? What's good? How you living? It's your boy,
look at
26.
it.
I'm late. My things is going crazy. I don't know what's happening today. All I know is my headphones said nah. I was trying to say yes. It was not working at all. I'm upset.
Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir. Greatly appreciate it. I was like, nah, because here's the thing, though. Honestly, I was like, you know what? If I got to do the pod solo, it's going to be solo. Not the way I want to do it, but if I got to, I can do it. You know what I mean?
But nah, you right. That was my fault. My practice ran a little long. I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. The practice ran long, but
I got caught up in the competition and such.
I figured that. I figured as much. I didn't mean to blow you up like an ex-girlfriend or like a side piece that was trying to figure out where you was at. I didn't mean to do it like that. I was just trying to make sure you was okay.
Hold me accountable. I said a time I ain't leave on time to get here. So now hold me accountable. That's my fault.
All right, but got a couple things on the docket for us, man. I know what you put one thing on the docket that we got to check, but it honestly led into a lot. And from the notes I built up, we got a few things to talk about, bro. And a couple of them I think you're gonna, and a couple of things I think you're gonna love. You're gonna love. First things first, though. Do want to address this, and are you okay? Is everything good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. But I do want to address that apparently we had a UNC legend doing a solid for the community. And so I honestly thought this was a really cool story that I found on the interwebs. And For those of you who don't know, UNC football legend Greg Ellis, obviously stand out in football, had a great NFL career. He was inducted into the. Sorry, I was trying to build this. He actually was inducted into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame this week, right? And while he was inducted and everything, he also brought to light that he has developed an app to help tackle mental health, which I think is actually really cool. I think it's actually really cool. So the app is called GMH, aka Getting My Help, and he designed the app to provide like confidential to provide people like to provide confidential mental health resources for anyone in need.
Nice.
And so what his quote about this was, he's like, now people, they have the opportunity to reach out and research potential places where they can get help without having to go door to door, asking their neighbors, asking friends, because sometimes that can seem a little much. And he said he was motivated to create the app after seeing people struggle with their mental health following a career change, transitions, life challenges, and so on and so forth, and decided to offer a free resource to connect individuals with mental health care professionals privately. With that in mind, honestly, first things first, I'm giving him a round of applause
Nah, that's big up.
because
Mad props there.
that is one of those things where you don't really think about it, and not even think about it. That's an issue that has become real prevalent in today's society. And because it's become so prevalent and so many people don't know where they may have resources, where they may have free resources or anything like that, that is huge. I feel
Hmm.
I feel as though an individual, for example, Kyron Lacey, we know his situation and we know what was said, how he was struggling with mental health. That may have been a thing that could have helped that young man had he been able to get that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And a lot of us, we've all had our battles with mental health, mental struggles and things like that. I don't know an individual who has it, but we've all had that. And sometimes you don't want to feel like a burden. You don't want to feel as though you're burdening your friends. You don't want to ruin the life of the party. You don't want to seem like you always need help. You don't want to appear as though you're just weak and can't do this stuff by yourself. So being able to do this on your own time, find these resources, and it not really cost you anything from what I'm seeing, that's a beautiful thing on my side. But what do you think
And
about it,
that's
bro?
and honestly, that's what a lot of it is for a lot of people who struggle with mental health is the reason why they don't get help is because they feel like if they ask you for help, they're now burdening you with their problems. And there's a lot of people, and I've even admit I've been one of those people where I don't feel like I don't want to bother people with my issues because it feels like okay, I'm a grown adult, I should be able to handle some of this what I would believe to be minor stuff very easily with no real issue. But then when you
Mm-hmm.
realize a lot of that minor stuff builds, and that's when you start getting these issues with people who end up, doing some drastic measures to take care of their issues,
For sure.
and because they haven't felt like they've had that proper outlet to talk to somebody, and everybody needs that proper outlet to talk to somebody because mental health is real, and it's gotten worse over the last, and I would say over the last 16 years for sure, because we have been
Yeah.
through a lot of mentally taxing things over the last 16 years as a
Oh
country.
yes. Oh
And then when
yes.
it comes down to even the college football space now, where you have all these guys who are now getting paid these massive contract levels of money, now you have no choice but to perform. It was different when you were just getting scholarship money because at the end of the day, all that's doing is helping with your education and keeping you on the team. Sure,
Mm-hmm.
you still had that pressure of okay, if I'm a starting QB, I have a lot of pressure on me to perform. Now I'm a starting QB with a $4 million contract. Now I have no choice but to perform. I can't just sit here on the bench or I can't sit here on the field looking goofy, looking like a second rate, third rate QB when I'm getting paid $4, 5, $6 million a year, or four,
And to me,
five, six, $10 million to be here for the next 4 years.
I hate that because that happens a lot, especially for celebrities. Like the more the more money they acquire, it's like you can't have a mental health problem. Like
Right.
people think that when a celebrity comes out and says, "Hey, yo, I'm dealing with mental health struggles," people look at them like, "What do you mean you're dealing with mental health struggles? You're a multimillionaire. You have billions of dollars. You have endorsements deals. You live in a mansion. You live in this fancy lifestyle. How could you have mental health issues?" And it's like, bro, all this money ain't taking away the pain. Money don't
And,
buy you happiness. It buys you peace of mind and
and
like less stressors, but it don't buy you happiness or
here's the thing with
anything
all of
like
that,
that.
because people really think, first off, the athletes don't deserve to have mental health issues because they're like, you're playing a sport. You're out playing a sport that you love to play. Like, you shouldn't have mental health issues. Here's the problem
That's
that
that's
people don't realize.
that's
It's
what's
the
going on.
same thing with a lot of actors and a lot of celebrities that have these issues. You don't know what has to go on behind the scenes to give you what you see on the stage. You don't do that. You don't know what goes on behind that. You don't know all the hours of remembering lines and grinding and having to work out. You don't know the strict diet that I have to get the physique that I need for this role or the physique I need to play this sport. You don't know how many hours of practice I have to put in every day to do what I do. You don't know how strict of a schedule I have to keep between the actual sport, interviews, doctor's visits, trainers' visits, coaches' visits. You don't know all that. But
Fact.
all you know is this is they got the role and you know the end product. That's all you know. But you don't know everything that goes in from the beginning of you seeing the process to the end of the process. It's just like when you go to the gym. A lot of people see the before and afters, but they don't know what happened between the before
Oh,
and the
listen,
after.
they're never there for the in between. They're never there for the days when you don't feel like doing it, the days when you can't get your max rep, the days when you don't look good, the days when you don't even think you look good, or the days where like you've made progress, but then all of a sudden you get into that certain day and you can't hit everything you've done. Like you ever had a day
Heck,
where you're like bench pressing
oh
or you
yeah,
curling like 45s, but then all of a sudden one day you can't even curl a 35 or a 30. You're like, what
you
in the
wondering what
world is
happened.
going on, bro?
No,
I've
you
been
wondering
doing
what
this
happened
for
that day.
weeks. Like I've been putting in this work.
And heck, even those days where you just get really sore, like you're just way too sore, and you're like, okay, I'm not going back to the gym after this. If I'm gonna
Yeah.
feel like this every day, why am I gonna go back? And I listen, I'm admit on right here on camera on live, I've done that more times than I can count.
Listen,
Where
man.
I've gotten sore one day, it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna go today. I'll go Friday and not go
Oh,
Friday,
listen.
and then not go
Uh,
Monday, and then not go
ab-
Wednesday.
absolutely.
Because I feel
I can't even listen. I can't even lie to you. I'm the same way, bro. Like when I'm consistent, I'm consistent. But when you fall off that one
the
time,
moment I fall off,
just because your body ain't pushing it, and it's easier when you're in like a sport. It's easier when you're in like a committed system because you know you're going to practice the next day anyways.
yeah,
You're
you know
gonna
you're
do it
going
the
to
next.
practice that day. You know
You're
you
going.
have weightlifting that day. You know you have this. You know
Yeah,
you
you
have
know
that.
you're going the next day, so you're just like, all right, I'm gonna be back on it. But when it's
But
not,
when
and
it's
you're
your
in
own time,
and you're in the real world and it's your own time, bro, it's hard. So I have always felt like celebrities and athletes, like you were stating earlier, they have a lot more pressure to perform because not only are you getting paid millions of dollars to perform, not only is your team counting on you to perform, you do realize that you're genuinely responsible for like the happiness of millions,
of millions of
thousands,
people,
millions of people will make or break you. Like you make or break millions of people's happiness on one given day. Whether it's
and then the same people who love you one day, the moment you mess up, will turn their backs on you and cut you deep for the rest of your life until you
for
do something that they just can't deny. But you have to go above and beyond what you were already doing to get that. It's like fandom trust is real fleeting for a lot of people, and it sucks that it happens. And I'm not even gonna lie, like I've been, like I said, once again, I'm a part of this whole conversation myself, being the fan of the teams that I'm a fan of. I will talk trash about you. I
oh
will
listen,
support you all day long, but the moment you do something I find dumb, I will point it out. I'm not just
a-
gonna let that ride.
absolutely. Like you know me, Panthers fan through and through. I have I have video evidence on my YouTube right now of me threatening to get a divorce from the Panthers more times than not over the last 4 years. Just the last 4 years alone. I have critiqued them. I have called them out. I have called them dumb, stupid, ignorant. Like, he can vouch for me. He can vouch for me. He's heard me go through my pain week in and week out. So,
and I ain't gonna lie, I laughed more than half the time
so
because the
when
rant
we
speaks.
so when we talk about people going through it in mental health, don't sit there and think it's not a real thing. If somebody tells you, if you have a child telling you, hey, I'm going through mental health, if you have a friend who tells you, hey, I'm going through some things, you have a parent telling you, I'm going through some things, take it seriously, especially, and I have to harp on this because I feel as though you're going to agree with me 100%. Those of us in the black and brown communities, those of us in communities of color, we do not do enough to address mental health. Specifically, I know I can speak to black communities. Like, it's gotten better over I will say it's gotten better over the last 10 years. Our generation, the generation under us, have gotten better about addressing it. But mental health, saying I want to go to a therapist, I need to see a therapist, I need to reach out to somebody because I'm just feeling so much anger and angst in every which type of way, and I don't know how to process it. We were told growing up, oh man, you just need to pray more. You need to go to church more. That's all. That's the reason why you feel that way. You ain't feeling nothing. That's just the way the world is. It's like, no, I need to find my resources.
And to make things even more clear, and this is to everybody, all y'all listening, all that. It's okay to say that you're not okay. And really this goes out to a lot of the men, because we will definitely sit there and tell you, nah, I'm good, and be in
Not
shambles.
good.
And I know the harder part is finding somebody that you feel like you can talk to that to. Because sometimes with your boys, you'll say, like, listen, man, like, I ain't doing great. And then
And they'll
sometimes there's a
clown you.
mixed bag. There'll be that one dude that's gonna clown you. There'll
Like,
be
oh,
another dude that's gonna sit there and want to listen to you. And then there's gonna be the rest of the guys like, listen, we ain't here for all this. We're here to hang out, have a good time. But like, all it really takes is one person just listening to you for a couple of minutes that can change your life. Just make sure if you find that person that's willing to listen to you and talk and help you talk to your problems, allow them to continue to do that. That's all I can say. It's an important thing.
If they trust you, like you said, if they trust you enough to,
I think him froze.